Hey, I'm Austin and welcome to day 19 of the ROW-20 program. We are so close to the finish line, and what we have today is our final day to recover our body and prepare to bring our absolute best effort for day 20. So today's row is going to be the most chill day in the entire program. What we have is 20 minutes rowing at 18 strokes per minute at a light to moderate effort. We don't want to make this intense, heavy, tough, or anything like that. We simply want to get in some strokes, keep our bodies moving. And over the course of the workout, I'm just going to be giving some technique cues and some overall mindset tips to keep in mind, so that way you're going to be best prepared to hit your best for day 20. I hope you're so excited for the conclusion of the program, but a workout like this is definitely not one to be skipped. We've got to keep our bodies active and moving. More strokes is only going to help us be more efficient and more prepared for our final day. So 20 minutes, 18 strokes per minute, light and chill, easy row. That's the plan of attack. Hope you're excited. Let's get into it. With that being said, time to strap in and let's just row. All right, let's protect our lower back by scooching forward, sitting back of the hamstrings on the seat. All right, grabbing the handles nice and wide. We'll go 18 strokes per minute here. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. All right, so super low rate today. Nothing but chill time. Now this, a lot of times might be thought of as maybe an unnecessary workout. Why are we just gonna take it easy? Why don't we do something tough, challenging, or something that we feel like is gonna make us better? But something like this will make you better, because one of the beautiful things about recovery workouts like this that are specifically designed for low intensity efforts, the beautiful thing about that is that we're reinforcing this notion of just being active every day. No matter what program you're on, what you're following along with, humans were made to be active creatures. That is just how we function. And any sort of activity always makes you feel good after, just movement in general. And so doing a workout like this is just instilling that habit of showing up to move our bodies in one way or another. Plus, every stroke we take, we're still adding to our total meters in our rowing journey. And every meter we add into our rowing journey, the more mastery that we gain over our rowing and our rowing form. We just want to make sure that even though that this is light, and this isn't anything crazy, that we're still trying to be intentional with our form, intentional with our row. So trying not to just let it happen, but making it happen. So this is a great opportunity for you to work on a nice consistent pace per 500, or a nice consistent wattage that again isn't high or anything crazy, but holding it steady and not letting our numbers just fluctuate all over the place. That's the idea. And with, of course, with the rate being lower than 20 strokes per minute, no excuse not to keep things as long as you possibly can. Our length coming from our body lean forward, our body swing back, our length coming from pushing our legs all the way flat, full extension, letting our quads flex, letting the seat slide back on the rail as much as possible. And then our length also comes at the front end with our lean in and our leg bend as close to shins vertical as we possibly can. With all that in mind, that's going to set us up for success. And tomorrow, for our day 20 row, that's going to be key to keep the long and strong form, even though it's at 22 strokes per minute. It's funny though, coming to the end of the program, think of just how far you've come. Think back on day one. Remember when you first started the program? You're like, all right, we're gonna row 20 minutes at 22 strokes per minute, and you're gonna go as hard as you can. And for some folks, what does that even mean? But hopefully now we can really take the time to appreciate just how far we've come in our journey, how much more knowledge and understanding we have about our rowing form, our rowing metrics, the numbers, how to pace ourselves. With all those things in mind and all the learning we've had through the variety of pause workouts, technique workouts, aerobic workouts, HIIT sprints, you are so ready to dominate tomorrow. After this workout's done and as you prep for day 20, it's a good idea to look back and see how you did back on day one to give you a good example or a good understanding of just how far you'll have gone by the end of day 20. Now, something to think about as well, and I feel like it's best to say it in the middle of this workout, and I will also reiterate it before the start of day 20. But if you're looking for a goal pace for the final assessment, what should you aim for? If you think back to day 16, the start of this final week, where we did our reverse rate climb. So we started at 26 strokes per minute for 2 minutes, then 3 minutes at 24, then 4 minutes at 22, 5 minutes at 20, 6 minutes at 18. That workout. Wherever your pace per 500 or your watts were sitting, during the 22 and 20 stroke per minute times, somewhere between those two numbers is going to be a good sweet spot for a challenging pace per 500 or a challenging watts that's going to help you push to your best for day 20. So after this workout, take some time to look back at day 16 and how that went for you, and use that as a way to help set yourself a goal. Or you might have another goal in mind. Maybe you're eager to break a certain barrier, certain pace barrier average, like a 2-minute pace per 500 average, or a 150 pace per 500 average, which would be super elite. Or maybe you're trying to beat a 3-minute pace per 500 average. We're all different, and that's why there's no such thing as, oh, coach, how high should my watts be? I don't know. It's not going to be the same as grandma's watts. It's not going to be the same as Usain Bolt's watts. We're all different, and especially because rowing has so much favor towards height and weighing more, it's impossible to know exactly how hard or what your watts should be for any given workout. And that's why understanding our own numbers, being mindful of our own progress, is what takes us far in our rowing. Because at the end of the day, all you can do is be the best rowing you can be. Plus, when you track your own numbers, it constantly gives you places of improvement over time. You can see just how far you can push yourself and take yourself over the course of many years of rowing. It's a beautiful thing. Well, I've been talking your ear off. We're about the 8-minute mark here of our full 20 minutes. This is a nice little checkpoint here to check your current watts or your current pace per 500 and comparing that to your average. Where's your average for this workout sitting? In the context of a workout like this, where we're trying to hold one steady pace, our current pace or watts should be around our average. Unlike a day like yesterday, day 18, where we had minutes of pauses and minutes continuous. We're constantly changing how we were rowing in that workout, so looking at the average wouldn't make sense. But in the context of this, it does. So hopefully your watts or your pace are nice and consistent. If it's fluctuating a bit, just bring a little bit more focus. In fact, we'll take a focus 10 right here to really dial in our watts and our pace for the second half of this workout. So, focus 10 on locking in watts or pace, something that's light to moderate on this one. Find your numbers. 1, and hold your numbers. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, lock it in, and 10. Okay, numbers and pace locked in as we're about to roll into the second half. This is where we're going to talk a little bit more about technique stuff, throw in some more focus 10s. But I still have some more things I want to say. You know, I think a lot of the learning that comes from the journey of this program is not just learning from the workouts how to row better. I think a lot of it comes down to learning the mentality of what it means to be a rowing athlete and to be a fitness person, where we kind of shatter this expectation of being perfect for everything, especially on the rower. It's practically impossible to row perfectly, and to do so stroke after stroke after stroke, let alone. And then every day we show up for a workout. I'm sure you've had a handful of workouts that felt freaking epic. A handful of workouts in the program where you felt on top of the world and your progress was skyrocketing and it all made sense. But I bet you also had a couple workouts where it just wasn't happening. You were trying, maybe you just weren't hitting the numbers you wanted to hit. Your mind was all over the place worrying about other things. It's called life, man. That's just how it goes, whether you're rowing or not. Anything fitness related. And so, understanding that it's okay to not be perfect, especially when you're with me. No one's watching. It's just you and me. We're just doing our best together. When we talk about doing our best and this notion of trying, I think a lot of times trying doesn't get enough credit, but only when you're trying the right way. And there's a right way to try. And the right way to try is called being intentional, which you've heard me say probably a million times at this point. Intention, intention, be intentional. But it's the truth. That's like the definition of trying. It means you're actively in the moment, caring about what's happening, and actively choosing to partake in what is happening. It's like this mindset that I'm not a fan of, that I hear a lot of people say, is, I survived that workout. Okay, well, when you really think about it, if you survived something, it means you were a victim of a circumstance that was out of your control. That's not what we do on the rower. As tough as workouts get, at the end of the day, this is just a piece of equipment that's just sitting here that we use as a training tool. It's not out to get you, and it doesn't wish you demise. It also doesn't wish you well either. It just is, which means that we are in control of this. And when we are intentional in trying to tell this thing what to do, as far as stroke rates, as far as intensity, as far as pace per 500, as far as watts, that's not surviving a workout anymore. That's conquering a workout, because we're in control. So far, we have conquered this program. And all we have to do is drop the hammer and lay down some heavy strokes tomorrow for day 20. Here's a little secret. It's going to be very painful and uncomfortable. Cardiovascularly and muscularly. It is going to be very challenging. It might even be more challenging than day one. Think of how tired you might have felt after day one, or how tired you felt after any of our sprint workouts. This is going to be more uncomfortable than that. But that's what happens when you perform a max effort. All of the training, all the workouts have led us to this opportunity at hand to perform our best and to max ourselves out. There's a reason why we don't max ourselves out every day, because you'd break. But tomorrow is a day of maxing out, and whenever that is, whether you're doing a mile, a 20-minute row, a half marathon, a marathon, or a Spartan race, or whatever, a 40-yard sprint, all of it is so physically and mentally challenging, because that's what happens when we push ourselves to the limits. So my tip for you is to just accept that now. Accept that when we get into the middle, you know, the 10 to 15 minute mark in the final assessment, your brain is going to be telling you to slow down and stop. It's going to say, wow, this is uncomfortable, we should stop this. Our brains are really good at doing that. That's how our bodies have survived over the years. But our bodies are much more capable than what our mind will tell us. So you need to convince your mind otherwise. And understand that when you start to feel that discomfort and that desire to stop, that you're right where you want to be. You're right where you want to be, and you want to keep hanging and banging with it. How do we do so? We keep it long. We push, swing, pull. We lean in. We drive our legs, swing back, pull our arms. That's all we do. And we do it over and over and over until we're there, until we're done. And we're going to see just how many more meters we can get, how much higher our overall wattage will be, and how much faster our overall pace per 500 will be with all the training we've done. And this thing is, it never gets easier. You just get fitter and better. So, sorry to poop on your parade if you ever thought this was going to be easy. Workouts like this are, because they're programmed to be easy. But when it comes to assessments, it's always going to be hard. But you're just going to keep getting better. As long as we keep trying with intention. Boy, I sure do talk a lot, don't I? We are now into our final 3 minutes. That's wild. That's wild. I can't believe I talked that long nonstop. But there's a lot to say. And I'm just trying to, I guess the overall idea behind everything I'm saying is just stop being so hard on yourself. Gosh dang it. If there's one thing, and I'm not an older adult yet, you know, I'm in my late 20s, but if there's one thing that I've noticed from my peers and working with thousands of adult individuals in working out, in fitness and rowing, the number one thing we do as adult humans is we don't give ourselves enough credit, and we very often are a lot stronger than we think we are. That's the most common thing. So you need to start giving yourself more credit for when you're putting in the work. Because showing up and trying is enough when you're trying with intention, which I know you've been doing. And just know that that's going to pay off for you tomorrow. That's a really exciting opportunity. So, coming into our last minute and a half here, I'm going to let you just be in your own thoughts here. Reflect on the journey, reflect on everything, and be so proud of yourself. for making it to this point. Let's get ready to crush it tomorrow, but I'm gonna go quiet. Let's finish off the rest of this. Some zen to ourselves, some inner reflection on this one. Last minute. Feel how much different your rowing feels today compared to day one. Last 30 seconds, stay with yourself, stay in your thoughts. And time. And that is time right there. Rowing it off, nice, light, and easy. Well done. Congrats. Congrats on all the progress. Feeling a little emotional just thinking about tomorrow. Time to show what you got. Get serious about it. Get a good night's sleep tonight. Get a good night's sleep. Positive self-thoughts on all the hard work and progress you've made. I'm super stoked for you, and I hope you are too. That's gonna do it for today. You're ready. You're freaking ready. So let's bring it for day 20. I'll see you then. See you in the next workout.